Why don't we start with where we started?
Yeah.
So we started at the Northern Egmont Visitor Centre.
Wanted to start at the lower car park, but it was full when we drove past, so we actually had to end up walking an extra hour and a half on two different tracks. Both the Veronica Loop track and the Ram track. Would have been also useful to know that the Ram track takes an hour and a half to walk downhill, but you could also just walk on the road, which takes half the time. That's how we returned. So we actually didn't even start the walk we intended to do until we started at 10:30. Didn't actually start the walk from the car park I wanted to until 12.
Yeah. So that would have been roughly when we reached the one-man bridge and the river where we stopped and had early lunch, morning tea. Well, it would have been lunch actually. That would have been about 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Where are we, Tim?
No idea. We're on the Pouakai Circuit. We're about to turn off onto a detour track because of the rock slide on the main track. So we're going to head up the Pouakai track.
So from there we've joined the Pouakai track?
Yes, which is so the Pouakai track is the detour track because of the rock slide on the main Pouakai Circuit. We couldn't do the section that proceeds uphill from the visitor centre. We had to drop down and then do and then climb up the Pouakai track. Bit of slush on the track once you go to
but before the slush though, you know, most of the track is eroded. And a good chunk of it's just sitting above the ground. You're just sort of floating on tree roots and forest debris.
We walk up on the edge of an escarpment, which the track is just held together by roots, and it's cut under by erosion underneath. Great views into the valley, but not great when the track disappears. Yep. So then we got to cleared the bush line, trudged through the slush, actually got onto the Pouakai Circuit track proper.
Yeah, some good views at this point of the section of the track that we would have gone along had there not been that massive landslide.
Yeah, I think actually the Pouakai Circuit track we didn't do would have been fantastic walking. Much more exposed, so actually would have been worse. It would have been colder for us and more snow. But it would have been great views as basically you climb up from the visitor centre, then walk around Taranaki, views looking north towards the Pouakai Range and the ocean.
I like this one because it's full of snow.
And so from there we then trudged down towards the swamp, stopping off at Heasley Hut for the night.
Yeah, so we walked towards Ahukawakawa Swamp, then and staying at Heasley Hut.
How many giant snails did you see today?
Well,
excluding myself.
Other than the photographs.
Kiwi?
No kiwi.
Wood pigeon?
Heard several.
3?
Yeah, 3.
Heasley Hut haiku. Oh, quiet time gone. Heasley Hut warm but crowded. Pouakai, high hopes.
So the major walk today is up that spur. So straight to the ridge line. So across the swamp, straight up that spur, hit the main ridge line, turn right, and we're at the hut.
The next day, Heasley Hut to Pouakai Hut. Short day for us. Day 2, across the swamp, then up to the Pouakai Ridge, the range.
There was another 500,000 steps.
Yep, another 500,000 steps.
Quite steep.
Yeah, certainly the most steps I've ever walked on a tramping track.
But a really quick climb actually. We did it in 2 hours.
Yep.
Possibly less.
Yeah, so we walked for 2.5 hours tops, and then we were at Scott's Hut for the afternoon.
And I think we've really shown how good hut life is, how entertaining it is, why it's important that you bring stuff to do aside from cards. So we decided to do the Pouakai Circuit. With 32 people in our hut, I wondered, was it worth it? With slush and snow, the going was slow, Pouakai Circuit, it was perfect.
Tim and Shane went for a hike down Mount Taranaki, hid in a fit of spite, but they didn't care as Pouakai Hut was bare, so their bunks were claimed without the need for a fight. I think any video would be remiss not showing Shane slowly flicking through the hut book with the odd bit of commentary.
In between limericks, of course. So Pouakai Hut was much better. We were joined by probably 6 other people.
Yeah, so we shared a bunk room with 3 others, and then there were
4 in the other family. So after a successful meal of pasta and broccoli, day 3 was back up to the tops.
Day 3, heading back to North Egmont today. Nice sunny walk along the tops. Obligatory photo of Pouakai Tarns with Mount Taranaki in the background. Up and over Henry Peak, down to the forest, strolling home, and heading to the pub.
Anything for a helicopter ride, eh, Tim?
so along the tops, past Pouakai Tarns, obligatory photo.
20 seconds down.
So are we going to blame Simon for the lack of view at the town?
I told him not to drink rum at lunchtime, but look at him, staggering. It's actually flat, it's not even a ladder.
So just here, we have a stunning view of Mount Taranaki. And over here, the grand vista of the ocean and New Plymouth. Prove me wrong.
Up and over Henry Peak, more stairs,
More bog.
then
Lots
then
of roots.
a long descent from the top of Henry Peak right down, effectively to the back to the lowest point of the track, where there's a day shelter, and we had lunch down there.
It's a very efficient way of losing altitude.
Not quite the lowest point because the day shelter is on top of the ladder, so you can descend the ladder and cross the stream.
That counts as filming, right?
Then a sort of a trudgy sidle around Taranaki again, dropping into different streams and outer streams back to the Egmont Road.
Then, yeah, back to the visitor centre
For
average coffee and average scones.
yeah, the slice is pretty average too.
It was good though. I may have lost all motivation come the end of the 3rd day, but
You couldn't tell at all, mate. You're a box of birds the whole way.
I think it was the smoky bacon flavoured water that really set me off.
Yeah, I think the water out of Pouakai Hut was fine when we were there, but I think after the heavy rains, when we put up bottles in the morning, there was a slight tinge of smoke or bacon to the tank water. It certainly meant that it wasn't enjoyable drinking, so we actually were dehydrated on that last day, which wouldn't have helped.
Bacon flavoured water is not normally a bad thing, but when you know that you're burning potentially tantalised wood and coal in the fireplace, it's not a great idea to drink. And then a day of recovery.
All in all, pretty good walk, very good walk. Not a great walk yet.
No. A choice walk.
Choice? Sweet as for it.
Ooh, there was a falcon sighted on the ridge on the 7th of March.
Pelican.
Falcon. Pelicans are pretty rare around these parts.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was like, really?